So this video is going to go over the limiting reagent worksheet C. I'm going to do the front side in this video. I'll do the back side in the next video. So I've got my balanced chemical reaction at the top, and I am told that I'm given 14.8 grams of C3H8, and I'm giving 3.44 grams of oxygen. And we need to determine the limiting reagent. So my first step is going to be to go from each of my reactants, so my C3H8 to a product, and from my oxygen to the same product. Now, it doesn't matter which product you go to. We can go to carbon dioxide for both of them, or we can go to water for both of them. However, the next question asks to know the number of moles of carbon dioxide produced. So in order to bite two bullets in one, I'm going to go to carbon dioxide with both of these reactants, compare the numbers, and the one that is less is my limiting reagent. So pause the video, go from each. I will do my work color-coded, and then you can check back and see if you got the same thing. In red, I have going from C3H8 to my grams of carbon dioxide. If you went only to moles of carbon dioxide, that would be right here. So you can compare your numbers. Here's my grams of carbon dioxide. On the grams of oxygen given, here are the moles of carbon dioxide. Here would be grams if you went all the way to grams. And so by looking at this, I can see that from my material of C3H8 going in, my piece that's going in, I can get this much carbon dioxide. From my other ingredient, I can get this much carbon dioxide. And so I've got to look at those two, and to determine the limiting reagent, it's going to be the one that produces less. So that means the material that is going to be limiting me is going to be my oxygen. And so that means that the carbon dioxide I'm going to make is going to be this much carbon dioxide, or this many moles of carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's your limiting reagent. That is for sure how much carbon dioxide you will make. You will use all of your oxygen. You will definitely make this many grams of carbon dioxide. So the next problem asks us to figure out how many grams of water is going to be produced. So I can do this many ways. I can start with these grams of oxygen that I have right here. I can start with my grams of oxygen right here, and I can go to water, or I could start with my moles of carbon dioxide that I know are going to be made and go to water, or I can start with my grams of carbon dioxide and go to water. Well, mole to mole ratio is the way to get from material A to material B. So the smartest way to do this is to go from something that's already in moles. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go from moles of carbon dioxide and figure out how many moles of water is going to be produced. Try it yourself. So here's what we get. I started with 0.0645 moles of carbon dioxide, mole to mole ratio 4/3 multiplied by the molar mass 18.02, and you get 1.55 grams of water is produced. Like I said, you could have gone from your grams of oxygen that's going to be used right on over here, and you'd get the same answer if you made your way to grams of water, or you could have started over here and done a 3-step to get over to here, still would have gotten the same answer. Our last question is determining the number of grams of the excess. So in the grams of the excess, first we got to determine who is the excess. Well, the oxygen here is our limiting reagent, so that means that we're going to have extra of this guy. So he is our excess. So we got to figure out how much of him is going to be used up. We can go from anything we know to C3H8. So of course, start with something in moles you know. You know this in moles, so we could go to C3H8 in grams and that'll tell us how many grams are going to be actually used up. We could go from this grams to the C3H8. That would be a 3-step. Or we could go from this grams to the C3H8, and that would also be a 3-step. I'm going to take the easy way out. I'd suggest you do too. Try it, and then come back and see if you got it correct. Here's my work for the last part. We've got 0.0645 moles of carbon dioxide that's being made. So I use my mole to mole ratio divide by 3, 1/3 ratio, multiply by the molar mass of C3H8, which is going to be 44.11 grams, and I find out that 0.95 grams of C3H8 gets used up. Well, the problem wants to know how many grams are going to be left over. So I got to look and see. I am given 14.8 grams of C3H8, and I only have 0.95 grams get used. So I'm going to subtract. So 14.8 minus that 0.95 grams, we're going to have about 13.85, close to 14 grams left over. If you had a little bit different of a number because of rounding and stuff, that's okay. It should be close to almost 14 grams. That's it.